The Diary of a Certified Psychopath, 9th of September, 2021. Tired, tie, trundle. A resolutely seized-up neck, two sundry favours a fair way west of home sweet home, a sudden craving for the fiery burn of a famous spice, in its universally popular beverage form, all contrived to induce this protracted potter around a minuscule cross-section of West Sussex's coastal suburbs, where I still manage to become lost between Worthing and Findon when attempting to circumnavigate a legion of temporary traffic lights, as well as identify a quicker route back to base. My choice of steed was stimulated both by the discomfort alluded to above and a consequential desire to be forced out of the instinctive aero-optimized posture one habitually adopts when saddled on a conventional road bike equipped with innately narrower drop handlebars. As I have mentioned before, with my running ventures on indefinite hold and gyms being places of Masonic mystique whose boundaries I have never, nor intend ever to breach, cycling is presently my sole form of fitness, and having variably shaped machinery in my possession is essential to ensuring that every muscle group it is possible to utilise in a two-wheeled self-propelled context is regularly summoned for duty. This, in turn, is pivotal to maintaining athletic flexibility, which I believe to be just as crucial to overall fitness as a healthy cardio base and sufficient strength to carry 15 kilograms of titanium down a flight of 5 stairs. On the related subject, this timeless, locally sourced, and much looked after ibis silk features a soft tail rear suspension originally conceived by John Castellano. His innovative design comprises a stack of 6 rubber elastomers, each with an individual stiffness rating. A jargon junkie might call it compliance, but whatever. The full soft-hard range depends on preference and or rider weight, and the softest element, they look like small rubber-ringed donuts, is positioned at the bottom of the stack in order to more effectively absorb larger shocks. To promote this innovative concept, the bike's laterally flattened chainstays, quite apart from appearing very easy on the eye, are moulded as such to allow for significant vertical travel with a minimal risk of fracture. The result, when combined with the shapely springiness of a decade-old Brooks Flyer, is a ride that is plush enough to convert many unconditional advocates of infinitely more contemporary trailblazers, though perhaps that plushness falls just shy of magic carpet pedigree. 10th of September, 2021. Grocery grab. Another crop of ration-related insurance in lieu of impending domestic engagements, and a further unsettled forecast. Not that I'm beginning to trust the word of our wayward weather balloons as they wander wilfully around the stratosphere. Necks still sorely cemented and surfaces still in sore need of cementing, but all signals green. I emphasise green, Garber. Points to anyone who can identify this quote's film, and the 2 actors in the scene. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Supplies harvested throughout Brighton as more round-the-clock businesses revert to their open all-hours schedule with each passing day, and enough mobile hazards in their little mobile worlds to make the South Coast cabbie's crack-of-dawn client sweep dangerously competitive. 11th of September, 2021. Wind-worthy? Or worthy of wind? Was the question I pondered whilst grinding my way up to a crawl and into the wild west-southwesterly that was set to be my sole companion throughout this partially errand-related kilometre cruncher. Worthy, as in alluding to Worthing, by the way. My initial plan had been to surf upon its wayward crest up and around the slopey suburbs of Brighton and Hove, making several highly selective stops at niche establishments that I've come to rely on religiously throughout 2 decades of honourable service as household hunter-harvester. However, with shoulders hunched, lungs compressed, and necks still painfully seized as each gust-busting uppercut took yet further toil upon 2 exhausted legs, I reasoned that, having voluntarily made Strava's suspended real-life monthly mileage challenge an intrinsic part of my regime, my daily outdoor quota should again take prime precedence, and if there was anything which could alleviate the detrimental drag that a payload of supplies would impose during this outing's latter phases, it would be to have this blustery behemoth making a constructively wide target of my rucksack. Crossed paths and exchanged smiles with a clutch of friendly faces, some in group socials, others going solo, and not least amongst them, VC Merlot's Rob Quinn, one half of the legendary local tag team Starling and Quinn, and in his own right one of the most capable, dedicated cyclists ever to set rubber upon Sussex's historic soil. For the third occasion within a fortnight, my modest middle-distance dally centred around ferrying, another curious coastal concoction of suburban civility and rural repose, and, as already divulged, the perimeter of my travels westward. It was during an intense episode of spinsomnia one windless spring night that I first happened upon it, and my after-dark visits ever since still heavily outnumber those made during business hours. Its innocuous high street has traditionally been an ornate vignette of lamplit tranquillity, so that I initially mistook it as a suburb of Worthing. Since frequenting it by day, however, it seems furiously fixated upon asserting its individual status as a village. "Look," it cries, "I am Ferring. Regard Ferring Village Hall, browse the archives of Ferring News, procure the premium and wholesale nutrition from Ferring Health Food, then pop next door for a Ferring kebab, before nipping 2 doors down the road to Ferring's dental practice to fill the resulting cavity, and while you're at it, why not get that stubborn ingrown toenail fixed at the Ferring Foot Clinic?" Indeed, I almost halted to fortify my journey homeward with a shot of Ferring caffeine, though ironically, and this is real irony, the village's foremost provider of sweet cakes, fresh bakes and hot beverages is called Kingsley Coffee, though I was still extremely tempted. Perhaps next time, fair Ferring. It won't likely be a long wait.